Sup bros, today we're going to review the Jasion Hunter Pro fat tire electric bike. It is a folding e-bike and there are some current awesome deals going on in the link below this video. They say we can do up to 30 miles an hour and 80 miles of range on a single charge. We'll be putting those claims to the test. It's full suspension, they say it has a comfortable saddle, it's got hydraulic brakes, and the Hunter Pro is supposedly your perfect companion for thrill and adventure. So let's see if it lives up to the claims. And here's what it looks like when you get out of the box. And yep, definitely has a big wide saddle. Pretty squishy, soft feeling material. I totally thought that was in the seat post. It is not. And it does have the quick release, so you can easily adjust your seat height. And this one comes in the brown color. They do have other color options linked below the video. But today we're gonna find out what can brown do for you. It is full suspension, so we get the shock on the back as well as up here. There's your travel. Looks like about 60 millimeters. On the right stanchion, we get a basic lock or unlock. So when it's open, you can use the suspension or you can lock it out if you want a really rigid ride. And on the rear, we get a basic innovation technology design shock. You get about that much travel, which is actually amplified a little bit by this 4-bar linkage setup. You know, levers. And on the Hunter Pro, you get a rear rack that comes attached. It also has hydraulic brakes on 180 millimeter rotors. On the front wheel, you can see that 180 listed. As you can see, we're rolling on spoke wheels, and they are the shorter 20-inch style with 4-inch wide knobby tread to give you some traction. But let's dive into the powertrain. Around back, we get a Jasion branded hub motor. Here's all the numbers listed on it. It is rated for 1,800 watts of peak power. It is a 750 watt nominal power motor. They say it can do 95 newton meters of torque and propel you from 0 to 20 in 5 seconds, but that's gonna depend on the weight of the rider. It's got some basic operating instructions and there is an app. Behind that, we can see it does have riser style handlebars, which actually sweep back a little bit towards the rider. Makes for a very upright riding position. Comfort is the name of the game on this bike, which is why they give you the ergonomic comfort grips. And if you don't feel like pedaling, don't worry about it. You got a throttle here on the right. If you do want to pedal, you get 7 gears on a Shimano gear set. Here's all the controls to operate the pedal assist system. Looks like we might have signals, a horn, and an orange button. They are hydraulic brakes. You get mineral oil with these levers to activate the brakes. On the front fork, we have open dropouts, which makes it pretty easy to just drop your front wheel right on there. We're just about done with the build. What do we got in here? Tools. I've been using my own. And it's got a set of folding plastic pedals. Front wheel secures with quick release skewer. Last item of interest is a Jasion branded charger. That is a 2 amp charger. We got to check that battery out in a minute. So with the quick release, you can easily take off and put on the front wheel. Just make sure this thing is snugged up. Check it every now and then. It's got plastic fenders up front and a light, a place to mount a front rack, in addition to the rear rack with a light here. And since it is a folding e-bike, it has folding pedals, folding handlebars, which I should point out are not adjustable up and down like a lot of folding e-bikes. They have that feature. And obviously the whole frame folds. So some folding e-bikes are easier to actually fold than others. Some are easier to lift than others. These folding fatties are, you know, man, they got a little bit of weight to them. So you do gotta wrestle it just a little bit here. It'll fold right in half. Pretty typical. So the battery is contained in here, it is locked on there. See that little bolt there? Oh, there's a keyhole down here. So you can use the key to unlock the battery, in which case it'll come out. You don't need to take this battery out ever, but it does reduce the weight of the bike. It says Jasion on the side. So you can charge this battery on the bike or off the bike with that port right there. Looking at the text on the battery, it is a 48 volt battery, 15 amp hours, 720 watt hours. So probably weighs about 8 to 9 pounds. Scale says 9 pounds on the dime. So it always makes the bike a little bit lighter to pick up with the battery off. I'm gonna go ahead and just stand on the scale holding this bike, see what it's like. This is a bit of a wrestling match here. Scale says 254.0, and then if I stand on this scale without the bike, subtract my weight, 191.6. 62.4 without the battery at 9 pounds. So right around 73 pounds after we throw this battery back in. So on the other side, we can see it does have a double wall ball chainring, and 7 gears with a derailleur guard and a Shimano shifter. So we're gonna power the Hunter Pro up here in just a minute, but first let me show you the size of this thing. Seat is on max height. I am 6'5", inseam 34, stepping a leg on over. Yep, seat comes up pretty good. It feels comfy. I like the wide seat on this bike. We got the full suspension. Need a little bit of air in those tires, I can tell, but all around feeling pretty squishy sitting on it. Here's what my pedal stroke would look like at my height. Seems like a nice chill, relaxed riding position. Obviously, I'm not getting the full pedal stroke at my height, but let's drop this seat down. Actually goes very, very low. So it looks like this bike could fit a very short rider, in which case it would put you in a very upright riding position. These bars come up quite high in proportion to where the seat is. So yeah, this bike could definitely fit a pretty darn short rider. I don't know the exact limit they say, check in the link below. So I think it's about time we power this thing up. Is there like a charge port? Don't think so. Not seeing a charging port for a cell phone. So the orange button should power right on up. Yes, sir. We get a color display. Looks like a pretty nice display. Actually, looks like we get power output. That's always awesome to see. Pedal assist levels, which range through 5. Speed front and center. Looks like turn signals are indicated up here. Round back, we can see the signals fired up. Tapping on the M button, we get trip odometer, voltage of the battery, and power output. Love that one. To turn on the light on front, we hold that button. So there's the brightness of it. Pretty average, I would say. The lights on rear are actually pretty bright. Grabbing a brake lever, you can see it lights. Can you see? Yeah, lights up just a bit more. Holding that light button, turning them off, turning off the turn signal, grabbing the brake lever. Now, there's what you get. There is also a horn. Surprisingly loud horn. If that's anything of the indication of the power on this thing. Actually, real quick, let's give it a rip on 5. Pretty quiet motor, I think. Oh, last thing I should mention, we have a 2 amp charger, 15 amp hour battery pack. So if you ran it to 0, it'd take about 7.5 hours to charge from empty to full. Now, I think you know what time it is. All right, dudes, let's check out the Jasion Hunter Pro for a rip. And I did download the app, so we'll give that a try here in a few. And of course, we're gonna check our official range on my GPS app. So first impressions on this bike, the seat is really wide, squishy, comfy, upright riding position, nice bike to ride. And with all the police cars out here, man, there really is a lot of police cars out here. We really don't need to worry about getting stopped on this one. Let's give it a try on the 20% grade, see how it does. So we have it on pedal assist 5. We're gonna give it a rip up the 20% grade. We'll do full throttle, ready to go. 200-pound rider, giving us full power, showing us there. And it's bringing us up, not pedaling this thing, carrying a 200-pound rider, no pedaling, about 4.5, 5 miles an hour there. There's actually a power meter there. Let's give that one more rip and look at what it says on the power. Ready, go. So 200-pound rider, pulling, showing 1,200 watts, 1,100 watts roughly. So yeah, enough power to get us up this hill without pedaling. I'll tell you more about the ride modes when we get to the beach. Out of the box, it looks like throttle will cut us off at 20 miles per hour. Let's actually get a quick 0 to 20 rip in with the 200-pound rider, see how quickly it goes. Ready, go. So showing about 1,300 watts, 17, 18, 19, 20. Goes nice around a turn. I like these short tires. They feel real grippy. This bike feels like real nimble and playful. You know, it doesn't have an absolutely enormous battery, which gives it that more playful feeling. And then also the short 20-inch wheels. So on pedal assist 5, stock out of the box setting. Let's see if we can go faster than 20. Really putting in quite a bit of effort here. It seems like right around 23 is where I'm getting it before we unlock it. Now, after we unlock this bike, of course, we're gonna get much worse range. Let's open the app. Let's flip a blinker on, merge over a few lanes here. It does indicate up here that the blinker is on. There's no sort of sound or anything though. See if we can just add a bike here at this intersection. So Hunter Pro, see if it links up. Oh yeah, nice. So that linked right up. This is a great way to pass your time at an intersection. So you can change a lot of stuff in here. Oh, user top speed. We're gonna change that. It was 21, now we put it to 31 miles an hour, which is max. There's the throttle speed limiter. You can also get in here and change the speed for each of your pedal assist levels. So pretty useful looking app. Shows your battery percentage. We're at 100% still. Oh yeah, it shows we're connected right there. So let's get off to the races here. Oh yeah, we can go over 20 now. Now with everything unlocked, let's see what kind of high speed we can hit on this. We'll do throttle only. I will try the gears here in just a few. That's 20, 22, showing about 1250 watts, 25, 26, 28, 29. GPS is showing 28, 29. So onboard is showing 31.1 and my GPS is right there with it at 30. There's your top speed. So up until now, we've just been riding this thing like a motorcycle. Let's see what it's like to pedal once we get out here by the beach. Actually, let's take it off-roading here just a little bit. So it is a full suspension electric bike, knobby tread on those tires. Pretty basic 4-bar suspension on the rear as well as a pretty basic shock up front. Definitely eases the bumps. So it's, you know, it's pretty basic suspension. I wouldn't be doing anything too insane on this sort of suspension, but if you're just looking to do like a little bit of light trail riding, this will definitely get the job done. Let's pop up the seat. Yeah. So pop off the seat there a little bit. Yeah, it isolates you from the bumps, man. I wonder if it's gonna be able to ride in the sand out there. We'll give it a try here in a few. So as far as pedaling, we've got 5 levels of pedal assist out of the box. You can change that to like 3 or something else if you want in the settings. It's a cadence sensor, so all you gotta do is just start rotating those pedals, not even apply any tension to the chain. It'll give you access to all the juice real easy on pedal assist 5. So yeah, this thing will get up and go, man. It feels smooth riding out here. I'm not even pedaling. So if I want to actually keep up with pedaling, you got to rotate those pedals pretty quickly when you're going over 20. I'd say this thing's geared on gear 7 to reach about 20 miles an hour, and then your legs are going to be turning real quick after that. So it seems like, you know, this bike is kind of tailored to the rider who's going to want to be operating between 0 and 20 in terms of pedaling. So let's put it on down to pedal assist 1. We're on gear number 7 here. Let's dial it all the way down to gear number 1, pedal assist 1, see what that's like. Pedal assist 1 takes you up to about 10, yeah, right around 13 miles an hour on pedal assist 1, and pedal assist 2, get a very small bump in power. I felt it kind of pushed me from behind. It's giving me about 450 watts there, cutting us off right at 13, holding us at about 300 watts of power to hold this speed. So if you really want to maximize the range that, you know, they say on the website for this thing, you're going to want to keep it around about, you know, 10 miles an hour. Once you start getting up to like 20, 30 miles an hour, it takes a lot more power. But we'll throw on pedal assist 3 here, and let's just try and pop up this sand with these 4-inch wide knobby tread tires. Now throttle will give you access to even more power. So I kind of just throttled right up that, no problem. As mentioned, suspension is just fine for a little bit of light trail riding, but you could always pop off the seat, use your legs as suspension. It looks like there's a little car show going on out here. Classic Chevys out here, more Chevys on the left over here. So going in like a situation where we're just like cruising real slow, this bike is like a good option for that sort of riding because it's pretty light and the throttle is not like insanely overpowered, which is also good because we have cops out here kind of seeing what's happening out here. We've also got the fenders on here to protect you from any dog doo-doo you might run over, you know, cruising around some public areas. So in a situation like this with a cadence sensor, if you have it on pedal assist 5, you got to be aware. If you start turning your pedals, you want to keep a finger on the brake lever because on pedal assist 5, you start rotating those pedals, it'll give you all the juice. So it might be wise to turn your pedal assist down to like 1 and or keep a finger on the brake lever to cut power to the motor in case you need to. All right, so we're gonna try and give this thing a rip on the sand. I'll do full throttle right about now. And there's a lot of people out here today. I don't know how it's gonna do, but full throttle here, and I'm starting to pedal it just a bit. So it is giving about 1200 watts of power, and yeah, we're kind of just losing steam here. I am pushing on the pedals, and we're actually making it a lot farther than expected, but ultimately probably not like the best choice for a sand bike. But you can kind of just take your weight off the seat, kind of waddle along using the throttle here, and the knobby tread tires. They do increasingly well as you get down more towards the hard packed sand here. And there's so many people out here today. Oh gosh, we're about to get hit by the water. I'm actually just gonna turn this thing around. And the nice part is you can just kind of pop off, use the throttle and push it along. Or not even push it, but just use throttle. Oh yeah, you don't actually have to push this thing at all on the sand. You can just throttle it along, get to where you need to go if you want to take it somewhere extreme. So ultimately, if you want to do extreme riding like that, you probably need need dual motors, but for just like a quick little blast like this, these tires are wide enough. There's plenty of power to get on through, a little bit of sand. All right, so the next stop here is the California Incline, 85-foot climb, 12% grade. Let's see how it does. So this bike does feel pretty nimble. Let's see how it does climbing up this little spiral section. I'm gonna have to let off the throttle, lose our momentum, and get back on the throttle. As you can see, non-motorized bikes definitely have quite the challenge getting up this, but we're doing just fine. Just full throttle on and off the throttle, on the throttle. And from the base of the California Incline here, let's give it a full rip here and full throttle. Gaining just a bit here, 7, 10, 13, 14 miles an hour, so plenty of juice to get us up a 12% grade. Now, if you're on a pedal bike with no motor, this is a very challenging hill. I see cyclists oftentimes hop off their bike and just abandon completely riding up this, but this motor's giving us basically 1200 watts, holding us at 20 miles per hour. Now, a cyclist could output maybe like 300 watts, so this is like 4 times the power of a cyclist. So let's head on back down to the beach and try the brakes out. So we'll give the brakes a test from about 20 here. I'll just kind of pull on the levers pretty hard, right about snap. Yeah, these brakes are all you need, man. They feel nice. Big levers to grab onto, and you know, they're hydraulic brakes on 180 millimeter rotors. Perfectly suitable for a bike of this weight, especially with the shorter wheels on it. All right, dudes, we're gonna head on home, see what the final range is on this thing. I'll share my final thoughts along the way. So in my opinion, this is just like a pretty comfortable, reasonably powerful electric bike to be on. And if you need something that folds up, that's not like excessively heavy, this bike actually is a foldable bike. The seat on this one is like real nice and comfy, upright riding position. You know, it's a basic suspension, so it's just like a fun little e-bike to kind of toy around on, use that motor on there, little mini motorcycle, get a little exercise on. You're probably gonna do best on range, you know, keeping this thing under 20 miles per hour with the stock settings, but it is cool that you can unlock it, get up to those 30 mile an hour speeds if you need to. So if you are interested in grabbing one of these, they do have some pretty awesome discounts going on right now for a limited time in the link below this video in the description box. Just click on that link and you can see all the current prices and promotions going on, and any sort of coupon codes I can offer you will be linked down there below the video. Now, of course, if you do want to help support my reviews, click on that link before you buy it. Use my coupon code at checkout, so it'll give you the best price and keep these reviews going here on Tail Heavy TV, and I greatly appreciate your support. So pretty solid bike. Let's head on home, see where we end up on range. Which after about going on 13 miles, we're sitting at 4 out of 5 bars. All right, bro, just finishing up the route. Let's see where we ended up on range. So today we're rolling up on about 18 miles here, any moment, about a 1/10 of a mile. We were out there for an hour and 37 minutes ride time and average 11 miles per hour. Now the battery is reading 3 or 2 bars. It's kind of bouncing between 3 or 2. When I let off the throttle, it's showing 3 here, and there's 47 volts remaining on that battery. So you know, it's under 50%. Now the battery on this one, you know, it's not like an insanely huge battery, which means it's not insanely heavy. So, you know, it makes for a more nimble, playful bike that we can still get out here and have a pretty darn good ride on it. Now, I weigh 200 pounds. I didn't pedal this thing really at all today, just very, very minimal, pretty much throttle only, and burned through a little bit over half the battery in 18 miles exactly. So I'd say, you know, this is pretty much worst case scenario you're gonna do on the range, throttle and only like this. So if you do wanna grab one of these bikes or see what the current discount prices are, the current promotions, check the link down below the video. However, if this is not the kind of electric bike you're looking for, bro, watch this video. Catch you over there.